Basically, here it is. It's probably got the most Fox stickers you've ever seen on any car. Only reason I did that is because I crashed it, and the front end was like 4 different colors and did not look good. It was green and red and black and silver. Kind of looked like a really bad ornament or something. So basically the first thing I did, which you can't even see because it's under the back, but I got an automatic differential out of a same year car, basically an 02 325i automatic, and it was a welded diff already. I got it from someone that previously drifted on it, and just slapped that in there. It gives a little bit better ratio, and then being welded helps you obviously drift, because the open differential is not going to allow the outside tire to turn when you go into one of the banks. So second thing I did, I mean, this is all done before I started driving. You can't tell, but there's coilovers on it. Super cheap eBay coilovers. I will say I wish I would have got better ones, but to just get started, they've lasted me like 1.5 years so far, so we're not that bad. On the inside, I have the dash out because I'm doing some stuff, but on the inside, basically, the only thing I really did was the seat. That's the only thing. When I first started, I had the seat, the harness, and the harness bar, just so I'm not using the stock seat belt. That just kind of helps you stay positioned in the car and not really be flying all over the place, because when you're in the car, you want to be able to be just focusing on driving and not really focusing on trying to keep yourself stable. Something else you'll notice is I have a steering wheel and a hydro. I put those in about 1 year after I started driving, just because the steering wheel, just the stock one, wasn't really the best, and this just like helps move it closer to you. And the hydro I got just because I didn't have any type of emergency brake at all. My stock cables were all stretched, and I figured I'd just put that in. The hydro is basically an inline system, so whenever you pull that, it basically goes through the ABS pump and activates just the back brakes. Here, some really crappy hood pins, but they work really good. It's basically, probably not going to be able to see, but that little braided line that comes in basically goes across the engine, behind the engine, through the little, like, whatever this box is for. It goes down in there and connects to the hydro. Then this is probably the biggest thing I did, was keep the engine stock. You don't really need to do that much to it. I haven't had any problems. The only problem I had was the ripped intake boot, and I had a bad MAF sensor at one point. But this is like an eBay MAF sensor that I got new for like $12, and this is a Rock Auto intake tube, and it works fine. The other thing I got is, you're not gonna be able to see it, but maybe extended E36. There you go. Extended E36 lower control arms with the stock E46 tie rods, and those little Amazon angle adapters everyone sees everywhere. That's all I have, and it actually gives pretty decent amount of angle, and it has pretty good self-steering characteristics. So that's basically what's done to this. Again, it's a 325i, so it's not exactly the most powerful thing in the world, but it spins it fine. I run anywhere from 40 to 60 psi in the tire, depending on what the track's like and what size tire, how grippy it is. I run 16, 17s, and 18s, so you can kind of run whatever you want as long as you pay attention to sidewall size as well. Other thing, I see a lot of people with big, like, giant wings on their drift cars. You really only need like the smallest one you can get. I mean, this gives you plenty of downforce that you need. Because I mean, I don't understand the big wing thing when you just grab this. It's just held in by double-sided tape. You don't have to drill into your trunk or anything, so it's pretty nice. I'm gonna cut to some quick clips here to show you the angle that I do have now, and just kind of how the car is. It has a little, like, a muffler delete for the exhaust, so nothing really crazy, but it doesn't sound too horrible. As long as you get a BMW, just don't straight pipe it, because no one's gonna like you at the track. Please do not straight pipe it. I would say get a seat, welded diff, coilovers, and you can go drifting. I picked up this car for like 1,200 bucks. It had a crashed front fender. I just put a new fender on it and it was fine after that. So this is basically a little breakdown on the E46. This winter I'm going to be swapping a different engine and drivetrain basically and the whole thing. It's going to be pretty interesting, so subscribe and make sure that you follow my build.
I'm in love with you. Baby, one for me. Baby, you are meant for me.